As Donald Trump and Congress discuss changes they'd like to make to the tax code, I'd like to propose one myself, and I've brought this up before. I think that the capital loss limitation should be significantly increased. Right now, if you have capital losses from trading, that is to say your losses exceed your gains, you're only limited to writing off $3,000 of it per year. Now, that $3,000 number was devised back in 1986 under the Reagan tax cuts. If we were to prorate that number uh, based on inflation, that 3,000 number would be a number closer to between $20,000 and $30,000, depending upon how you calculate inflation, and that would be the amount that you'd be able to write off. And the benefit, though, of having a capital loss limitation is that it helps the investor who has taken a risk and lost to experience some relief. So I think that number should be really increased. I mean, come on, $3,000 loss limitation. That's for a lot of people, that's how much they spend in rent for their apartment for a month. And I just think it's ridiculously low. Other things have been indexed to inflation. Let's index that to inflation retroactively. My second proposal, I would like to recommend to Donald Trump this major change for all crypto investors would be to lower or substantially reduce the capital gains tax. I would also propose getting rid of the short term capital gains tax, making all capital gains tax at the same rate. I think a 10% would be fine. You don't have to bring it to zero because it's fair to tax a certain amount of the income. But if you lower those tax rates, I think it'll significantly stimulate the economy in all sorts of areas, not just crypto, but stocks, bonds, real estate, the building of corporations, all sorts of things. I'd recommend to Donald Trump to increase the standard deduction. He had done this in the 2017 tax bill. He raised it from, I think, 6,000. He raised it up to what is now 14,000. I recommend that the standard deduction be raised to as high as $60,000 or $70,000 per person. And the reason is there's a whole host of things that are covered by standard deductions, including property tax deductions and a variety of things. But there's a vast number of people in the United States, 47% of taxpayers don't pay any income tax. And that's because there's credits and other things that offset what taxes they may have. So let's just get rid of that. And at the same time, when you come up with that standard deduction, it'll also ripple right through to the amount of taxes that are withheld on people's paychecks. In a sense, the first 70,000 will not be taxed for the federal income tax. And I think this is putting money right in people's pockets immediately when it's passed and goes into effect. That would be my suggestion to simplify the tax code, and it just makes taxes so much simpler for the lower 50% of the United States taxpayers who have to worry about these tax things. And these are people that are taken advantage of by less scrupulous tax preparation companies like Liberty Tax, H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, who charge high amounts on lower income people to get because they want to get these refunds. That's my recommendation. Donald Trump, make America great again.